about the new Chuck E. Cheese thing?
Simple. They're making it so people that do come spend more money because the kids keep running out of tokens, so they have to keep buying tokens to stay longer. In the old system, you could buy a blank amount of tokens and stay here for like 2 hours. Because you just keep sending, slowly rationing them out. It makes it so less people come because it's more expensive for the people that do come spend more money. So it weighs out their profits, probably get more money than usual.
So do you like the new system or no?
No. You got more money, like I just said. You stay here longer. You're there for a couple hours. We're cheaper back then.
All this excitement has made me hungry.
So how's it connected to the Illuminati?
Not at all.
That's baked fresh daily at Chuck E. Cheese.
Illuminati hates kids. So
I have some very sobering news to bring to you today. It is with a heavy heart that I ask this question. I don't want to jump to conclusions, but I'm worried that Chuck E. Cheese is part of the Illuminati. Hi, this is Phil Fanstill with the philipfiles, and it's my birthday today. And as I do on all my birthdays, I go to Chuck E. Cheese. And, well, originally it's Showbiz Pizza, but then they changed it to Chuck E. Cheese. But anyway, and I just found out today that, I mean, it was bad enough a couple years ago when I found out the Chuck E. Cheese and the band on stage were robots. I mean, Terminator, hello anyone. But okay, but then they got rid of them. Now it's all TV, and then there's a Chucky mouse that walks around the stain. But I found out that's actually some teenager that's underpaid and overworked. And Chuck E. Cheese, Illuminati. Well, I'll give you the evidence today, but I mean, full disclosure, I love Chuck E. Cheese. That's why it makes it so hard, because I love that place. My kids, I've taken my kids to Chuck E. Cheese. I mean, I've taken them to the mouse hole of iniquity. And I have all the amusement, non-thinking. But anyway. Okay, so I love Chuck E. Cheese. I mean, I love the pizza, the free refills, the Pepsi Cola. I mean, it had all my temptations. Video games, pizza, Pepsi. Wasting time. I mean, and pretending like I was a good dad. You know, well, so I take my kids. And, anyway, long ago, they used to charge like a token or 2 tokens or 3 tokens for video games. And then 13 years ago, somewhere back then, somebody had the bright idea. And I thought, wow, this, you know, the sky was opening up and Chucky was coming. You know, I should have seen it all along, but it was coming down from the clouds, and only 1 token per game. Every game, 1 token. And so for 14 years, I've been taking my children to Chuck E. Cheese with 1 token per video game. That's history now. You know, you got Jade Helm, you got September, you got Shamita, now you got Chucky. I mean, they've done away with tokens. I mean, wow, the banking cartels. It's all about imaginary currency. Well, they've done away with tokens. Now it's play points, whatever those are. What if I don't want to play? What if I want to experiment? Can I use the play points for experiments? No, they're play points. Now everything's on a card. Yeah, I got a card right here. Somewhere here, somewhere. I got there. No, there it is. Yep, there it is. I mean, why don't we just staple it to our foreheads? Mark of the Beast, anyone? Hello? I mean, cut it up and... So now they got play points. Before you know it, we'll all be swearing allegiance to Chucky. I already did that a couple of years ago. I thought it was a joke. But they got play points now. I don't know what I'm going to tell my kids. What do you tell? When you let someone in your home, you take your kids to this place and give them money and they feed you and wine you on sodas and dine you on pizza, what actually tasted good. Now they're going to pull this. I mean, they already stamp your hand when you go in. I may have it on my hand right here. The little code when you go in the door. I should have seen it coming. I just can't go on. Chuck E. Cheese and the Illuminati. First Baby. Now Chuck A. I mean, I guess it's alphabetical. You know, the ABBA was first. Maybe it was ABBA, the Illuminati. I mean, where does this rabbit hole stop? Diddy? Is P. Diddy? Probably. Eminem? I don't know. Can't think of any that starts with an FF. So, Fat Albert? I don't know. Oh, Lord. I mean, yeah, watch the news. Oh. I can't go on. I'm done. Just can this thing and give up. Okay. Sorry about that. I had a little meltdown there. I'm back. I kind of talked to my wife about this, and she kind of explained some things to me. Sorry for overreacting about Chucky. I used to call him Chunky. Chuck E. Cheese. Chuck E. Cheese. Okay. My wife assured me he's not part of the Illuminati. That them stamping the hand is not the same thing, and even this is just like a credit card. But then I explained to her, the Bible, it says, okay, I better get serious. Yeah, Chucky's not part of the Illuminati. However, as I was telling my kids when we found out, and we were disappointed with them changing from tokens to play points. I liked the tokens. The tokens were easy. I liked them. You had the tokens there, and you could, put them in a machine. My younger kids, and I brought them all up on Chuck E. Cheese. When they were young, I'd give them 2 tokens, and so they'd run off. I'd sit there and eat pizza and drink Pepsi, and then they'd have to come back for more tokens, and that's how I kind of kept track of my children. If only I could do that everywhere, but no. But you'd give them 2 at a time, and they'd come back. They'd have fun. They'd come back, and Well, now I can't do that. That's kind of a, and on a serious note, I do think there's a problem with taking the concrete idea of money, whether silver, gold, a bullion, these things that we use for thousands of years, or bartering, actual value, thing of actual value versus to another thing of actual value, and we've kind of, money is not what it used to be. It's not even nowadays. It's just electronical communications via and banking, and we know how reliable the internet and banking and computers are. So now money is that. So that is concerning, and I probably will do a more serious one on this. I know some other people have studied the banking system a lot more than me, but I do kind of find it curious. And like I said, I like the tokens. I'm not real keen on this change at Chuck E. Cheese. It messes up my my system that we used for years, as I was telling you. I have a picture here of Abby, who one day she rented my clipboard, and went looking for tokens, and she actually found a lot, like 50 tokens underneath one of these machines. And proud papa moment. Capitalism at its best. She paid me a couple tokens, and she used my clipboard to help her reach all this stuff. She made a whole bunch of money. I made money. Everybody made money. Our tokens. Well, now it's not possible. We did find the first time we went, we found a little loophole, because you could take the tokens you had and put them in a machine, and they'd give you credit for them. Well, we found a machine that was giving us, each time we used a card, it was giving us 2 tokens. Well, yeah, so Anna, by the end of the day, you know, I showed him the trick. I mean, you know, I didn't, yeah, it's a loophole. And she had 50 tokens on her card by the end of the day. So another proud papa moment. But it does, there is, I do have a kind of problem with this whole moving to the non-monetary system. Moving from money, which is a real value, at least silver, gold, bullion, whatever. We had the silver certificates, the gold standard, all this, and we slowly moved off that. Now we have Federal Reserve notes, which I won't get into right now, but that's not even, it's not even money. Federal Reserve is not an American, it's not an American part of the government. It's a privately held banking cabal. We won't go into that here, but so now we got even our kids are being indoctrinated earlier, and I just don't like it, because the other thing I'm going to see, and I'm predicting this prediction, and if they do this, I will stop going to Chuck E. Cheese with my kids. We'll go to Peter Piper or something. Is when they start jacking the prices again, because that's what they do. It's 1 token, and when you're spending 1 token, you notice if they jack it up to 2, because putting 2 tokens in is different than putting 1 token in. I mean, well, what I've seen at like Putt-Putt and some other places around here, since they moved to cards, they've started jacking up the price. And now they can jack up the price for pretty much anything. They can go 2.2, 3.3, 4.4, whatever. They can do weird stuff with it. And it's an abstraction. And when you have children, you're trying to teach them things concrete. Especially early on. Leah doesn't get it. When she goes to a machine and she knows how to do this, but she has no idea that there's 15 play points on this. She went through it in like less than 10 minutes today, and I knew that was going to happen. I told her, I warned her, but she did it anyway. Whereas when I was doing the tokens, she could last for an hour and a half, you know, 2 at a time. And so I do have this problem moving from the concrete to the abstraction. I'm probably going to send I'm going to post this on the internet, so hopefully Chuck E. Cheese can check this out. But I might send them a note. I just don't like it. And I mean, here's the conspiracy part of it. On a serious note, is there are very few prophecies in the Bible that are like really concrete. I mean, there are a lot. Okay, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of been studying prophecy, but the one prophecy in Revelation where it says that the beast will require a mark on their forearm or hand or their forehead, and nobody anyone without the mark cannot buy or sell. And that's a pretty concrete idea there, and that's what we have now with the credit card banking system. It's where it's headed, all right? With identity theft, with credit cards, bank account, all this stuff. Now it's like it's moving toward this idea. Well, what if we put a little RF chip in our hand, or even suggest a forehead? Now, I don't think if they came out with this tomorrow, if you got a little RF chip in your hand, you're gonna go to hell. I think the mark of the beast, there's got to be something more to it than just, you know, implanted technology. But I do have a problem, and that's my little thing. I love Chuck E. Cheese. I'm starting to be wary, and if they start jacking up the price, I'm out of there. I mean, if they want to change the price of food and be upfront about it, but when you're working with kids and you're going from something that's concrete to something that's abstract, and then you introduce inflation to the economic system of children, I mean, as a parent, I'm just like, I don't like being taken advantage of. I don't mind paying money. If you're upfront about it, I pay $50, $60 a pop that I go to Chuck E. Cheese, and I gladly pay it. Because for me, I'm like, hey, $60 at Chuck E. Cheese. We're going to be there for 2-3 hours. Going to get pizza, lots of soda. Everybody's going to have fun. All right? That's a pretty good evening. Whereas if I go to McDonald's or something, it's going to be 30, 40 bucks, and they scream and yell and break toys, and they're a little happy and yell at each other. I'd rather go Chuck E. Cheese. All right, so I don't mind paying the extra money to go Chuck E. Cheese. But upfront pricing, I don't mind. But when you kind of backdoor things, and I'm afraid with this is my hypothesis is what they're going to start doing with these play points is jacking up price. I think that's part of their business model. I would guess their business model is, hey, right now with the token thing, we're kind of in that 1 token per game. Well, if we do this, we can start to change that. And anyway, so we'll see. I mean, check out Chuck E. Cheese. It's an awesome place. If you don't like what they're doing, let them know. Let the manager, if they get enough people that say, hey, this is not cool, we want the tokens, then they can go back to that. There's nothing set in stone on these. And they are a business. So anyway, so that's my thoughts on Chuck E. Cheese. Don't think the mouse is part of Illuminati, but maybe mouse-human hybrid. As in the days of Noah.